eyeshadow is iconic. And I think it's a lot more versatile than we give it credit for, in that I think a lot of us associate blue eyeshadow with being a kind of statement or bold look, especially when you think of how it's been used in cinema, in iconography, and thinking of the very bold blue eyeshadow, red lips kind of look. You think of it being even editorial, but there's a softer side to blue, just like any other color, and that's what I want to explore today. A blue eyeshadow look that's a little bit more dreamy, ethereal, and just really wearable, because that's really how I like to use colors in my makeup, especially lately. And I realize it's been a long time since I did blue. So that's the plan for today. Let's get into it. Okay, first off, you do want to pick your blue, because blue comes in many tones. You can go for a very pastel icy blue or something a little bit softer. And I have come to realize if something's got a lot of white in it, so it's very much like an icy pastel, I guess a little bit more like in this palette. This is more of like a teal green, but you could see how icy that is. I always find that feels just a touch maybe jarring on my complexion, or at least it's much more of a statement look versus something like this blue from this Colourpop On Cloud Blue palette. Yes, it's very pigmented, but it's just got a little bit more saturation to it rather than being very, very frosty. So consider that, a slightly warmer blue that leans into almost teal, or potentially a very cool tone light blue, something that you either like or goes with your undertone, and that can make a world of a difference. So I do tend to turn to this On Cloud Blue palette from Colourpop. I love that it has a bunch of different blues to choose from. And while I did swatch this one, and it is my main blue and going to be the main part of this look, I still will use this lighter one for a bit of a base. For me, it's just about getting a little bit more depth to complement the icy pastel nature of it, I guess you could say. So first and foremost, I will be laying down this lightest shade, and I'm going to just softly blend it over the whole lid. One way I really like to use colored eyeshadows, especially when it's these lighter colors, this isn't like a bright red or something, is to really just lay it down on the whole lid from inner corner all the way to brow bone, and then to blend it into my skin over here, I just use what's left on the brush and make sure to diffuse it. So we just have this gentle wash of color, and you can certainly build up the shade more saturated or ever so slightly more sheer so that your skin tone's coming through. And yes, of course, I did do my brows and my foundation before going in with this. Because I applied it so softly, it's almost like a tint of blue on the eyelid. Now I'm going to start to go into depth. So I'm going to go in with this shade here. Just using the same brush. And because it's pigmented, I do go on the back of my hand or tap it off just to make sure I'm not getting fallout. And then on the main part of the lid, I'm going to apply this more saturated blue. And essentially the next step for me is just getting a nice blend between these two tones of blue, this slightly more saturated one and this lighter one. Just making sure the lighter one stays more at the inner corner, a little bit more on the brow bone, and then this one is on the main part of the lid. And these are the only two matte colors I'm going to use, just the slightly darker and the slightly lighter blue. It just allows you to get a little bit of dimension into the look before you then go in with shimmer. And shimmer is going to be very much key for this look because we want it to feel very sparkly and give it a kind of levity. Easy peasy. Now for the fun part, choosing what shimmer you want to use. So I do recommend using an iridescent shimmer, and by that I mean something that has a white base or a very light base, or maybe something that is blue, because then it just layers really nicely. And what I particularly love about an iridescent shade is that it will show the color beneath it while also showing its own sparkle or reflex. So I was thinking of this one here, Amber Flame. I think it's got some purpley pink in it, maybe that. Or for example, I have this Plain Jane remastered palette from Adept, something like this. You can see has like a kind of orangey, pinky reflect to it, and you can see that it's white. Any of these blues or purples would also work. or this Danessa Myricks palette. There's a blue, a green, a pink, and a gold. I'm sure they all look white on camera, but when you swatch it, you can then see the color. So, I just sampled the tiniest bit of one just to see how it reflect, and I think I'm sold. I'm trying this one from Adept that has more of that pinky gold reflect, because I'm curious to see how a warmer iridescent shade will layer on top of the cool blue. But it can be really fun just to see the different effects that different iridescent shades. Okay, I have no regrets. No regrets. I love that I'm seeing pink and gold or something in this. That is so pretty. See what I mean immediately? Just how the color is kind of transformed the moment you add this new dimension to it. It just inherently looks so much more dreamy. Oh my god, this is so pretty. I'm just gonna put it on everything, you know what? I'm loving it so much. I'm gonna bring it to the inner corner, to the brow bone. And I'm also gonna put it here on the lower lash line. And then I'm also curious to see how another shimmer layers. So I have this little liquid starlit liquid jewel. What am I trying to say? Starlit jewel liquid glitter from Deceique. It's more of a peachy tone. I just think maybe it'd be cool to see a different type of shimmer, because this is a very fine meld and then this is chunkier. So it's just gonna add a little bit more reflect and different lights. Yeah, that's kind of fun. There's even some green in there, I think. I'm keeping this, though, a little bit more contained to the eyelid, just the center here. Now, I personally find that these more light colors do benefit from contrast to help them pop more. So I do quite like adding a little wing, a little bit of depth to accentuate the colors even more. Also to bring some dimension to this part of the eye, since all this color and shimmer is focused on the center. I like to then bring a little bit of attention here. It just tends to balance things out. So I'm going in with the kohl liner from Rituel de Fille and a little angled brush and just a kind of medium wing. I swap over to this very, very tiny angled brush to get the end of the wing here. Just like that. So now I'm going to pop off to do my lashes, which are going to make a big difference as well. It adds that contrast, and then complete the look. I'm very excited to add blush and a lip to this. So I just did my mascara and I put a little bit of white in the waterline. I want to do one little finishing touch, which is use this tear eyeliner. It's like this silvery, very bold kind of silver. Really silvery, bold kind of silver. Anyway, I want to put a little bit of that right here. Is it noticeable? I can see it. I like that it adds a frostiness that complements the blue. Just a nice little subtle pop. Okay, so when I then think about how I'm going to pair the rest of the look with the eyes, or just in general, whatever the statement is for the makeup look, maybe it's the lips, maybe it's the cheeks, I think about my own coloring as well as the color of the eyeshadow. So this is cool, pretty pale, and I have more of a warm undertone. So because of that, I will bring some warmth into my complexion. I want to bring a little bit of color to lift the features. But if you're very cool tone, you may find you're just going to really lean into the nature of the color, like super contour, cool tone contours, really baby pinks. Oh gosh, that would be beautiful. But I know for me, that's just going to sit on my face a little bit more. And as much as it'd be working with the blue, it can compete just a little. So I want to find that middle ground, honoring this tonality, this bit of saturation, while also bringing warmth to the complexion. So going ahead, using my favorite bronzer, Rare Beauty Bright Side. Yeah, sorry guys, all the time. Anybody use this bronzer and have ones that are similar that they like. Not that I need to replace it, but you know, a makeup addict always loves trying new things. This one's my third and it's almost finished, so I either got to replace it or decide if I want to try something new. Anyway, I think right away as I start bringing this bronzer on the face, top of the head, a little bit on the temple, onto the cheekbone, you start to see the face, my skin get a little bit more life to it. That just helps the eyeshadow look feel like it's meant to be there. Although when I had just my hair, which I just touched up the red a little bit, so it's extra vibrant today and nothing else, it was kind of very editorial. It would make a really cool photograph. Just the bold red of the hair against the very cool icy blue. Then I'm going to take this blush from Pink Flash NU02. I will drop the full shade name down below. And apply that to the cheeks. I feel like this is a nice middle ground between having a little bit of, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's almost like adjacent to a pale pink that would go really nicely with the blue, but it has a little bit more depth and warmth to it. So I feel like it'll look nice together. Then I'm going to powder it down a little bit. I used a lot of dewy products today. Like this is a dewy blush formula. And I did try out this Kill Cover from Clio, the High Glow Foundation. For the first time ever, if anybody's curious, I might integrate it into some more looks, see how it wears, and I'll get back to you on that. But that was obviously off camera before I started. But because of that, I want to powder things down a little bit, especially because these are dewy products, so I find, you know, in an hour or two, even if I powder down the whole face, a little bit of glow will kind of return because of the emollients of the products. And then before we do the lips, a little bit of highlighter is in order. I've really been turning to this one from the Judy Doll Contour Palette, the number 2 palette. I call it a champagne gold or a warm silver. You know, it's not quite as cool as, for example, what I put in the eye inner corner there. Sorry guys, but I think it's another case for KJH brand, the shade Etch, which has quickly become my favorite liner shade. I just want the lips to have some of the pink that the cheeks have, but I want a shade that brings shapeliness while also being neutral enough that it doesn't interact too much with the colors of the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. So that's why I turn to Etch so often. And then from Colourpop, I have this shade Airport Crush in their Hyper Shine lipstick formula. And I'd like to dab that at the center just to see how it's looking before I commit to it. And I think I'm happy here. Yes, very pretty. So pretty. I love it. I love it. I love it. And this is the finished makeup look. I went ahead and added my favorite silver pearl earrings that I find really bring the coolness of a makeup look out. And I love this. It's been so long since I did blue and I'm like, why? What's been stopping me? I love this play of shimmer, the warmth against the coolness of the blue, and it really created exactly what I was planning for this look. So I hope this was easy for you to follow. I really encourage you to have fun playing with iridescent shimmers and how they layer on colors. It's truly one of my favorite parts of makeup and favorite ways to play with shimmer and color together because you just create this own effect, you know? And this was so simple. You wouldn't even have to do the wing if you don't want to. Just a little bit of mascara to add that contrast at the end. And it's even simpler. And yeah, you can really play into your undertone, play against it, have a lot of fun with that. This formula is great for other colors too. Think of a pale lavender, you know, a soft minty green. All those kinds of shades kind of can create the same effect. All right, friends, that is it for this video. Toasty! let us take it away. Thank you, friends, for watching until the end. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing for more content like this. I just love approaching makeup and beauty from a bit of a magical perspective. And if you've been here a while and want to get some bonus content, you can definitely join the Patreon Coven or the Coven here on YouTube memberships. Although if you do join the Patreon, you do get all my videos ad-free as well and access to the Discord chat. But anyway, even if you've made it to the end, that's so lovely for me and helps support my channel and get the word out there that there's a girl in the corner of the internet making makeup looks that are sparkly and magical. All right, I've ranted long enough. Toasty's being put to sleep. And until next time, may you all find yourselves a little bit of makeup magic, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, witches.